welcome to Coffee with the Rev. Hi. Today I'm going to speak about driven with purpose. The reason I am speaking about this is because a lot of people in our churches don't know if they have a purpose, and they always ask themselves, what am I here for? What have God called me to be? But if you realize that if you dedicate your time to the Lord, He will direct you. He will tell you what is your purpose. So Driven by Purpose will be a series of how to discuss characters in our Bible, starting from Abraham, Moses, Noah. If you could see every character in the Bible and realize that they all had purpose since the day they were born. Some were called when they were older. Abraham was called when he was 80, 90 years old. And so on and so on. I mean, Moses was called since childbirth. He was saved by his own enemy. He was prosecuted when he was only 2 years old. They tried to kill him. So think about that. God always chose us to be someone in this world. Now, do you know your purpose? Do you want to find out your purpose? You have to seek God. Ask God. Our God is a merciful God. He is such a grace. He has such grace. Think about this. If He gives you free will, and yet you wander your life because you want to wander it. You live in wilderness and you get lost in the wilderness. The Israelites, 40 years they were lost in the wilderness. They had purpose, but were they seeking God? Even with miracles, the manna from the sky, being leaded by fire and I mean, it's a miracles they saw day by day. I mean, the sea was open in half and they still doubted the living God. Those miracles, if they happen today, you'll be saying it's an alien or what's going on, because sometimes we forget how powerful our God is. We have direction. We all have a purpose. If you look at an ant farm, every ant has a job. They're all coded through their system. They all leave a trace. If you take an ant and you squeeze it and you push it aside, right? That little trace you left behind with that fluid, all those ants will follow. Did you know that? They will look for the ant that was damaged because they're trying to heal that ant. They're looking for the ant that's hurt so they could bring it back. And usually they even their ants that are dead, they use it for a purpose. So every ant has a purpose. Every worker, they all follow the queen. In our life, our king is the Lord. So we all are meant to follow Him, even if we get lost. The bees, you could put a queen of a beehive inside a car, and all the bees will follow that car for days and end trying to get that bee out, because all their purpose is linked to that queen, to save that queen. So think about that. If you are meant to follow our King, just like nature, God has done with nature, why can't we do that? Why do we wander in wilderness? We all have a purpose. Let's seek our purpose. Let's focus on our purpose. And through this series, you will learn that every character, every struggle has a purpose. Even the story of Job. Remember Job, the one who suffered, lost his family, his wealth? He had a purpose. Beyond what the wager between God and the devil, beyond anybody else's belief, he had a purpose. Maybe his purpose is to see the suffering that God lets us go through so we could become better at what we do. See, we all have tragedies and traumas and history. But that history happened for a reason. Maybe that what we went through will help heal others. For myself, I was a hustler. I dealt in the streets. And today, I'm serving the Lord. But now I can understand those hustlers, that mentality, that how they think, living day by day, looking over your shoulder, worried about what's going to happen the next day because I don't know if it's going to be a good day or not, if I'm going to survive that day. with every prosecution or every trauma that happens in life. The people you lose for drug dealing, or the people you get shot or dead. It's surrounding friends. They're no longer there because they betray you for money. So now I understand that mind concept. So when I talk to somebody in that perspective, I could teach them. So we're all here for a reason. We're all here to learn. We're all here for a purpose. My dilemma is, why are you waiting so long to find your purpose? Why are you taking so long to find your purpose? Don't wait 80 years like Abraham did. Don't wait. It's time. It's now. The longer we spent lost, then we're going to suffer more. Do you know, since I gave my life to the Lord, everything has been a blessing? I'm not going to say it's been easy, because it's not. Nobody says it's going to be a walk in the path and jolly down the road and happy every day. No, there's going to be tears. There's going to be suffering. There's going to be stress. You know why I stress? For the lost souls. So I have stress every day. I see a homeless person, my heart breaks. I have to stop and heal. I have to stop and help. Because that's a God that He placed a heart of compassion in my heart. A heart of compassion, a heart of giving people what I have, or just being a servant, a heart. But all of us have something that God gave us. Find out what God gave you. Take your time and spend time with God, reading the Bible and understanding it. Listen, sometimes we read the Bible and we're not understanding what we're reading. Have you analyzed and waited 1 minute and just taken part by part, searching what that word means, reflecting on what that sentence means? Maybe you were taught the wrong way to read the Bible. Maybe you have to restructure the way of thinking. Think outside the box. There's stories I could tell you that you say I'm going crazy. But I was taught to think outside the box. I was taught to think like a Israelite, a Hebrew, a Jewish person. Because they lived the times that God wanted us to live now. Their ways of being are not our ways. You know, a lot of people criticize religion. They criticize Catholics, Pentecostals, evangelists, Baptists, Mormons. Who are we to judge? There's only one God that I know. And in heaven, there's going to be brothers of many races, of many religions. We're all united. We're all together. That's why I respect every religion, every denomination. I have no judgment. I respect the collar. I respect the Pope. Because we have to have respect for each other like Jesus did. Jesus came to this world. He could have been and told everybody to bow down. No, but He used His human self, humility. Let's use our humility every day. Let's think about God and Jesus every day. Let's live our lives like He would live. But this whole series is, why are we here in this time now? Are you ready to learn your purpose? Thank you. And this is Coffee with the Rev.